Hey guys, it's Valestrea back at it again with another Busher Road video based, I guess. Because today we have a special product, Dragoborne. Dragoborne was released, funnily enough, like 5 years ago, I think it was. And it was actually the first tournament, or I guess tournament that I went to. It was released at Grandfest, or like they had a practice match for it. They had an exhibition match for it. And I went to Grandfest not to play Dragoborne, of course. I went to go get Vanguard stuff, and yeah, a lot of Vanguard stuff came out during that time, and I got them. But I never picked up Dragoborne, and I was always interested in it. And even though, yes, I know Dragoborne is a dead TG because it died, like, I think a year or two after it was released. Let me just quickly fix lighting. Even though it died really quickly, it always seemed interesting to me. So today I'm gonna unbox some of them, and I'm gonna, try my best to go through the rulings. Remember, I have never played Dragoborne before, so I might not be the best person for these rulings on. And yeah, it's just gonna seem like an interesting thing. By the way, this will not be part of the main. It will be a part of the main channel's uploads in terms of card fight related videos, but it won't be like the main thing that we do. We might do like enough fights for it, and then we'll just continue with the Vanguard stuff while I'm doing it. Let's go ahead and unbox the start deck. Now, because I have complaints from my friend who watches some of these videos about how I open deck boxes, Mandala, I'm opening it very nicely, unsealed. So, it's a perfect strategy game. It aims to engage players with strategic gameplay that marries a traditional trading card game with the use of dice within the game's mechanics. Players assume the role of Dragoborne, vying for supremacy against other Dragoborns, each with their own agendas and ideals. Okay, so I find this very interesting because, a lot of games do have dice, and then a lot of them do like I don't know, counters for them, but this is actually the one game where, or to my knowledge, that dice are actually physically part of the game because they give you 3 dice for the trial deck because you actually need them to play the game. So I find it very interesting. And what it says about this deck in particular, which is trial deck 1, Shadow Legion, I forgot to say that earlier, it's an aggressive deck that takes down your opponent quickly with low-cost creatures, take down any obstacle, and quickly overwhelm the opponent. So, seems like a very interesting rush deck. Our main colors for this trial deck is black, red, and yellow. You need, those dice must match your banners and vice versa. So we get the deck, the 3 dice, and we also get these. So we have a playmat and a rulebook. Okay, now, I know for the life of me, I should not be doing this, but who needs rules? I'm gonna regret the decision later. So we got this playmat. This will be my first time ever looking at a Dragoborne playmat, and it's so nicely folded. Like, I don't want to ruin this. I really don't want to ruin this. Okay, let's do it. Okay, and, here we go. This is the Dragoborne playmat. It's on the back. I think it just tells you about the deck. In all honesty, I cannot read it. And then, yeah, let me try to see if I can move the camera back enough, and that'll help. So yeah, that's kind of what the back looks like. Shadow Legion, the rides of chaos have begun to spread. A dark host marches upon the realm of the living, and not even death can stall their advance. Only the bravest warriors dare to oppose it. But will they survive the confrontation, or join the ranks of the the undead? So, seems like a very interesting playmat. Gives the deck a really nice dark feel to it. Ooh, we got the Dragon Boy from the lore thing. I have a lot to go over with Dragon Boy if we're gonna get into it. And then we have, the playmat, we have our 3 resource zones at the very bottom. In the middle, we have the fort zone, and at the top, I think that's where you put your ambushes. So, all very interesting. We have the turn set up over there. I'm just going to leave the playmat where it is. I'm just going to move it. Actually, no. Yeah, I'll put the playmat over there so I don't ruin it. Rulebook-wise, I'm never one to read rules. I more or less know how to play this game, but once more, you might want to actually read this rulebook if you're planning on picking the game for yourself. It is a dead TCG, so if you're planning on buying it just to sell it, I wouldn't suggest it, but it seemed fun, and I'm going to play it anyways. So let's open it up. So let's get our 3 dice first, because I'm the type of person who is, and I lost the dice. I'm the type of person who wanted dice for a long time and never got them. Well, these dice have a special little Drago marking, Drago head, on the top of them where the 1 would be, and this is actually a game where, like I said earlier, you actually have to rely on dice rolling to, play the game. So it's very interesting. So our main colors for this, I think I may have said it earlier, but I don't know if I did, are black, yellow, and red, which is an interesting combination because I believe yellow is the more heavenly boys, black is the more deadly, and black is the main one of this deck, and then red is the more, I guess, blowing up by effects. Like I said before, I've never played Dragoborne, so this is going to be very interesting. Nice little Whew, that looks beautiful. I remember this is back in 2017, so Bushy Road's foiling was really cool back then, at least in my opinion. It's better than it is now, in my opinion. I mean, that might just be my opinion, honestly, but I'm pretty sure there's a few people who agree with me on that, so this is very interesting. So let's go one by one what we got. I think it's organized by color. So first up we have our ace card, Lady Valestrea, Blood is Tormented. Cost 6, creature is a vampire. It has a 5/5 stat. Let me just turn this to the side so I can read it. Auto, when this creature destroys a creature in battle, you may choose an opposing creature of the same color as that creature and destroy it. So pretty much if you're facing like a deck that has, because you can make your dice whatever you want, which means your banners could all be the same. So like you wanted all yellow, you could make an all yellow deck, but that would die to this because on kill, you kill something else of the same color. So really nice, it kills the decks that stack up a lot of cards of the same color, followed by taking advantage of the decks that are maybe more specified on one color than another. And auto Dragocross. So here's how you Dragocross. This little piece right here with the just to make sure. Yes, this little piece right here in the top corner. If you were to Dragocross, you take your die and you put it right here and it becomes Dragocross. So it has to be of the same color. So for this one, it's a black Dragocross. You got to take this die. I think it can be on anything. It might have to be on the dragon head, but I'm not so sure. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have to be. And you just take the dice, you put it on there, and boom, it's Dragocrossed. Really easy. And its Dragocross ability is this creature must be blocked if possible. So it's a way to kind of kill two creatures at once because they're forced to block it, and then it can basically kill anyone on attack. Is this the promo? I think we get a promo in this deck. So interesting card. Unfortunately, we only get 2 because once more, this was 2017 Bushy where they only gave us 2 copies of the main card. So that's something. But hey, we still get 2 of them, and it's a decently low cost card. Next up, we have Beautiful Angel. Jesus Christ, I really love the foilings from 2017. Beautiful Angel, creature angel, 3/3 in terms of attack and endurance. Auto, at the end of the turn, it's also level 3. At the end of the turn, if you have 2 or more other creatures that attack this turn, draw a card. So pretty much, if you swung twice or more, you get a draw out of it, and it's really nice. It kind of refills your hand, especially because this is like the rush deck, so you're going to run out of hand cards really quickly. So getting the ability to refill your hand is always really appreciated in rush decks, and I should know because I actually play a lot of rush decks, and so does my friend. So we more or less know what we're talking about with rush decks, so I really like this card. It's a 2 of, unfortunately. Yeah, once more, Bushy Trial decks, they don't give you 4 of your staples until, I think was it 2018 where they started giving you 4 of staples? I don't know. Next up, we have Sunscale Sage. He's just a level 3, not a level 3, sorry. He has a cost 3, attack of 3, and an endurance of 4 vanilla for, I forgot what nation this was. I remember it was of something in particular. He's from the Angel Nation. I know it starts with an L, but it's literally escaping my mind right now. But either way, he's really interesting. He's got that 4 shield, which is really nice. He's got the 3 attack. If you know how to play Magic the Gathering, it's mostly like that. So if you know how to play Magic, you more or less know how to play this, I think. I've played some Magic and it seems relatively similar. So this is an interesting card. I like it. It may be a vanilla, but it has a cool build. It has a cool art, so I'll take it. Next up, we have Godleaf Hunter. Creature is elf. Cost of 2, attack of 2, endurance of 3. Nothing too special about it. He is simply a vanilla, and like they said earlier, it's a rush deck. You call them down early, you get swings, especially because this is the first trial deck of the Dragoborne series, so it was basically made to be the vanilla deck, so it makes sense, but it does do its job well because you get that rush out, and we're at 4 copies with it. It's part of the green one, which coincidentally I think is at a war with black in terms of lore until like a later set, so very interesting that these 2 are the first in the Alliance set. Now we have Aflin's Blessing. Aflin is the main guy. He is the head honcho of the yellow deck. I will refuse to call it not yellow because I don't remember what it's actually called. Level 1, not level 1, why do I keep referring to as level 1? Cost 1, spell Light. Choose a creature on your field and it gets plus 2/2 for the turn, or just any creature, and 1/3. Choose up to 2 creatures instead, and for 6, you may draw a card. Now, that is interesting, and it's time to consult the rule book about what that means, because I definitely know what that means, just making sure. Okay, yes, dice X to Y. These icons detonate abilities and activate effects that are gained when you have a die of a specified color with a value. So pretty much, if you have your yellow die, because it specifies yellow, if you have the yellow die on either a 1 to 3 or a 4 to 6, one of these abilities go off. So like say it's a 6, then in that, if it has to be the yellow die, by the way, then it gets the you may draw a card instead. So, or then you may draw a card. So all around, really interesting. It's a nice spell. It allows you to get to those draws, and it's at 4. So we do run 4 staples. because I think that is a 4 staple, or at least in my book, that's a 4 staple. Next up, we have Raven Battlefield Shirker. God, their foilings were so cool. Cost 3, attack of 3, endurance of 2, ambush. So this is a new mechanic. So ambush, here's what you do. So if you saw those ambush sections from earlier, here, I'll pull the plan that back up for a second. Also, I just realized we had a deck zone, we had a dice zone, and we had a discard pile. So if you see like the top corner, like above, like this right here, ambush. Those are the ambush zones where you pay a card's cost and then you place them face down. So for this one is you may pay 2 and place it from face down from your hand onto the ambush zone. And auto, when a creature at your fort is destroyed during your opponent's turn, if it was an ambush, you may summon this creature and deal 2 damage to all opposing creatures. So a way to kind of counterback their attack. If they swing at you, your creature dies, quickly ambush it, flip it over, murder some of their creatures possibly, and you have an extra defender around. So I really like this guy, or girl actually. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl. By the way, some Magic people did work on this, like in terms of artwork. So if you like the artwork, it's probably from Magic. So 2 of, really interesting card. Once more, some of the really good staples we don't get more than 2 of, which sucks, but we still got 4 of some of the staples. On to more vanillas. We run Goblin Madcap. So he's just he's a cost, attack, and endurance of 1 each. Auto, when this creature is destroyed, you may choose a Drago Cross and Drago Shield and deal 3 damage. So Drago Shield is the same thing as a Drago Cross. As you saw in the playmat, but under the ambush sign, there was a sign with I dropped the dice. There was a sign with a little dragon marking in front of it with a shield on it. So that is Drago Shield. Drago Cross is where you put the dice onto the specified card, and a Drago Shield is where you put the dice in front of a barrier, in front of a fort, and it acts as a shield. So this basically is a way to deal 3 damage to the shield. So like say for example the Drago Shield was a 3. If it was a 3 and this thing was destroyed, right? It has to be destroyed. Yeah, when it's destroyed, you can deal 3 damage to the shield and the shield breaks. So interesting. I like this card. Really nice. He may be low power in defense, but that's actually really good for him because he has non-death effect. So 2 copies. He's also low cost. Next up, we have 2 copies of, is it 2 copies? No, 4 copies of Blade Dance Rogue. So attack of 3, endurance of 2, and cost of 2. So very interesting. I like the art. It reminds me of a bit of Takikaze from Vanguard. Really war kind of based theme, and I like that about Red because that's what the Red is. They're the war based guys or girls. So all around, really interesting. We got a 4 of. Once more, Rush deck does well. Next up, we have Goblin Tote Stabber. Cost of 1, and attack and endurance is also 1. Auto, when it's summoned, you may choose a Drago Shield and deal a damage to it, and a continuous Drago Cross with black. So this is the first card that is international Drago Cross, where it's a red, but it Drago crosses with the black Drago, with the black dice. It gets +1/+1. So pretty much if you Drago Cross it with a black dice, it's 2/2. So all around, really interesting. It can be helpful in a on-place effect, and because it can just get rid of a shield, and he can swing for extra damage if you Drago Cross him with a black dice. So one of the reasons to actually run a mixed deck is because some of them require Drago Crosses with other decks, and all of them do actually have special effects, and they work with like not family. They work with like creature types like goblin rather than just color types. So which is really interesting. So 2 copies. I mean, some of them do work on color types, but that's more dice based. Now we have a bit of spells. We have Pyroblast for fire. So ambush as well as the previous one. You may pay 2 by playing this card face down from your hand. Also, here's how you pay. So if you know how to pay in Magic, then you know how to do this. But like I forgot what it's called in Magic. I think it's called a field, whatever it is. Pretty much, you take them, or resource. I know it's called resource in this game. You take your card in the resource zone, and you rest it, or tap it, however you want to call it. You just do this, you turn it sideways, equal to the number of costs you have to pay. So if it's a 2, you just got to turn 2 over. So interesting. So auto, when your fort is attacked, if this card is an ambush, you may choose a fort and deal X damage to all creatures on that fort, where X is the value of one of your red die. So you put this card into your discard pile afterwards. So say for example your red die is a 4. Then I want to make sure it's on the camera. So that means when you ambush with this, you deal 4 damage to 1 fort. So all around, it's a very interesting card. And the thing about this deck, I mean, the thing about Dragoborne in general is, yes, your dice and banners have to be the same, but you can run whatever cards you want in there. But I mean, yes, obviously this is recommended to have a red dice with it because otherwise you can't really use it. So interesting card, nice. Ambushes are always really fun to use. 2 copies. Next up we have Undying Executioner, cost 2, creature skeleton, attack at 2, and endurance of 1, deadly. Deadly, when this creature deals damage to a creature, destroy that creature. I know that exists in Magic because I remember I started playing Magic after my friend wanted me to. I think that is called Deadly Touch in Magic. Call me out on that if I'm wrong. So 2 copies, interesting because it is just an on-death card. Kind of just go for the kill rush. It's like the black is the side that kills stuff, red is the side that weakens them down, and yellow is the side that you kind of just do to refill your hand after doing all the rushes. Next up we have Chevalier Nefasto. Isn't that what Dracula's name is in one fandom or another? Creature vampire, cost 3, attack of 2, endurance of 3. Auto, when this creature is summoned, you may choose a creature from your discard pile, return it to your hand, and if you do, you discard a card from your hand. So pretty much a way to swap a creature and you drop with a card from your hand. Honestly, it's really nice because you get rid of a useless card maybe, and then you get something back that you need, like maybe a low cost card, or maybe your boss monster that we went over at the start. So all around, I really like this guy. He's really useful, and he is a 2-of. I don't know why I expected 4-of for a guy who I feel in my opinion would be a staple. Next up, this really cool looking creature, Crowd Surfer. Cost of 2, attack of 2, endurance of 2, Fort Burst. So basically what a Fort Burst is, because when you start the game, you place 6 cards from the top of your deck under your, as your forts, and when they're destroyed, they go to your hand. And a Fort Burst is where if this card is a fort and it's destroyed, you can activate it instead of adding it to your hand. And in this case, it's summon this creature. So quite literally, if it's destroyed as a fort, you can straight up just call it as a Fort Burst, which is really nice, and I like it. Refills your field, and we have 4 of it. Okay, of course we get this at a 4, but we can't get fucking Nefasto over here at a 4 of. Maybe I should have been putting these in order instead of just putting them on top of each other. Next up, we have 2 copies of Death Metal Rotter, creature, zombie, cost of 4, attack of 5, endurance of 4. So endurance is like defense. It's probably been clear by now. So really good that, yeah, he cost 4, but he's also like a 5 swinger, so I'm going to take that. He is a vanilla, as most of this deck is, so 2 copies. We have 4 copies of Carbuncle Imp, who have a copy of him foiled. Cost 1, attack of 1, endurance of 1, continuous red Dragocross. So just like how we had a red card that was black Dragocross, now we have a boy who is red Dragocross. Remember, Dragocross goes right here with the dice. He gets a +2/+1. So unlike that other one who had a +1/+1, this becomes a 3/2. So all around, really interesting, gets you a decent amount of attack, gets you a good amount of defense, and just for being a cost of 1 all around, seems like a really nice card. 4 of. And now we have 4 of Wandering Aspiration. We're almost done with the stack, guys. All stats are 1. Auto, when its creature is blocked by a Dragocross, it gets +2/+0 for the turn. So interesting that it's just an immediate +3 swinger if it gets blocked by a Dragocross. So it's a way to get rid of, Drago Shield. So it's a way to get rid of an extra shield that quicker. And all around, I like this card. Really easy for rush. This deck makes it really easy to get for a rush. So 4 of. 2 copies of Death Trap. Ambush, you do the standard pay 2 cost, and auto, when your fort is attacked, if it's an ambush, you may choose the attacking creature and kill it. So if they swing into it with a big boss monster, or someone who's really annoying that you need to get rid of immediately, this is the way to get rid of it. All around, nice ambush to use, and I like it. We have 2 copies of it. Next up, we have Asterain's Disdain. I believe she, in terms of lore, is the leader of whatever black is classified as. Cost of 4, choose a black Dragocross creature and destroy it, and then 4 to 6 for your dice roll. Then but for a black dice roll, by the way, then if your creature was destroyed with this effect, you may choose a Drago Shield and destroy it. So pretty much, you don't have to sacrifice your creature if your opponent's playing a black Dragocross, but you can sacrifice your creature to blow up a shield. And all around, it seems worth it, especially if the shield is maybe too powerful and it's something that's holding you back from winning the game on that turn. So all around, I like this card. 2 of, really impressive. And yeah, so we do have a promo for this, and I'll leave the promo. Actually, we'll do it now. So our promo is Alluring Tempest, creature Succubus 4/3/3. Deadly, when it deals damage to a creature, you can destroy it. And auto, red Dragocross, when this creature destroys a creature in battle, you draw a card. So a way to refill your hand as you're destroying stuff. Interesting promo. I will probably check this in for one of the vanillas, honestly, because it has a lower cost than like the cost 5 boy, and it can get you a draw. And then we have our banners. So how you play is that you just place them in the resource zone, at the start of the game, and then at the start of each turn you don't have to put your resources in there, but you can put resources in. I believe you put the same color under the same color of banner. So if you get a red resource, you got to put under the red banner. You get yellow, put on yellow. Put a black under black. For black we have Curse of Nephimine or Nephimine. Okay, so yeah, these are the name of the cards. Nations. So Shield of Logrus. Logrus is yellow. Standard of Taurus. Taurus is red. And Curse of Nephimine, Nephimine, and that is black. So very interesting trial deck. A lot of rush-based cards all around. I really like rush decks. I think most of the people I know play rush decks, so I kind of can't wait to test this out. And that was the deck unboxing. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it wasn't really that clear, especially because I don't know what I'm doing half this time. But I really hope it was fun for you guys, because I kind of can't wait to start playing with these. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, donate to the Patreon, join the Discord, follow the Twitch, and I'll see you all next one. Don't forget to check us out.